What's up guys, Superstars and Stripes BPs here again. This is part 2 of my collection update for December 1st, 2015. I'm going to go into what I left off at, so go ahead and get this Candino mail out. Here he is. So this is him. I am super excited for him to be out of quarantine in a month or so. That'll be nice to be able to breed him. He's a really, really nice Candino. His colors are almost like a pure candy. I've said that many times, and I actually ended up talking to Don Shores at Shores Enough Snakes. I've done a lot of business with him and a large trade with him. And there's a possibility that I'll be getting a couple females this weekend on loan from him to try to prove this male out as a pure. So that'll be super exciting to do. And one of the females that I'll probably be getting on loan actually won't matter if he's a pure or an Eno. There's still a possibility of producing pures. So that'll be cool too. So he's just a really, really pretty snake. Most of your Candinos are not going to look like this. I've actually never seen a Candino like this. But Candinos are beautiful. I had a Candino spider female, and she was absolutely gorgeous, but the spider pattern just took away from the Candino. I suggest that if you're getting into Candino or Candy, either get a normal Candy or Candino, or get a Black Pastel or Cine Candy or Candino. All the other genes I don't think work too well with it. I think you really want to hold as much pattern as possible on it and as much purple. So that's why I recommend those. The Candy Pieds, by the way, are absolutely amazing, which is why I'm shooting for Candy Pieds in my project. Except my project, I'll be producing the possibility of a Pastel Spider Cinnamon Double Het Candy Pied. What I'm really hoping for out of those two, whenever they grow up, those two being the Cinnamon Pied male and the Bone Bee Candy female, when they breed in 1 year to 2 years, I'm really hoping for a Pastel Spider Cinnamon male and a Pastel Cinnamon female. Everything out of the clutch will be Double Het Candy Pied, so with those two, the possibilities would be absolutely amazing. That pair would be valued so high to me. I don't know what the actual market price would be on a pair like that. It feels weird saying market price about an animal. Anyways, so I'm not sure what they'd actually be valued at, but to me those would be priceless, because with even with just a Pastel Cinnamon Double Het Candy Pied pair, you can produce Super Pastel candies, Super Pastel Pieds, Super Cinnamon candies, Super Cinnamon Pieds. You can produce combos of those. The best thing that you could get would be a Super Pastel, Super Cinnamon Candy Pied. And that would just be absolutely just amazing to have. The power behind a snake like that would be crazy. I mean, that's a snake where if you breed it to anything, the worst thing that you can get would be a pewter Double Het Candy Pied, which would just be insane. So I'm really excited to get those two breeding. I'm not going to push them at all. I don't want the female to go off feed, so I'm going to feed her normally once a week now. But, so anyways, here's this male, and he's absolutely beautiful. He's doing so well. The temptation to put him with the female has been pretty high, but it's definitely not worth losing a snake or a collection over. So I'm not going to even go anywhere near any of the other ones with him. So, and then in these three, this is 3 more. I'm actually going to quickly set down my phone and go get hand sanitizer right here. I apologize. So, back to it now. This is the 3 newest, the Arroyo project. So, here is my Pastel Arroyo male. All 3 of these came from Anthony Neves over at 360 Morphs on Facebook. All three came perfectly healthy, perfectly beautiful, just as expected with anything that he produces. Always seems to be of the highest quality. This little male is a Pastel Arroyo, and he is absolutely amazing. I was not expecting him to be in the box whenever I opened it. It was not agreed upon for me to get him, but he was sent as a gift, and I thank Anthony so much for that. It was by far one of the smoothest transactions I've ever made, and on top of that, with this in and just the entire situation was wonderful, and seeing as we were both heading with projects, I know that I'll be buying more from him in the future. Actually, at the end of this season, I'll definitely be getting something from him because I need something for one of my reduced pattern projects. So, here he is. I am male heavy, but there's absolutely no way I could even put my mind to selling any of them. I've got that cinnamon pied. There's no way I could sell an animal of that quality. The Candino, which looks like a candy. No way I could sell something of that quality. The Pastel Banana, it's so reduced, there's no way I could get myself to sell them. I've put them up before, but I just can't get myself to keep the ad up long enough for anyone to even buy them. So, in this male right here, I mean, this is just phenomenal. I had family over for Thanksgiving, and I was actually really surprised. Out of all of my snakes, including my Bumblebee Candy, all of my family members chose this little guy as their favorite. And at first I thought it was due to just the size, but I ended up showing them more pictures of the Arroyo stuff, and they just really liked that project. So, I think that this is a really beautiful snake. The melty pattern is just absolutely amazing. One of the biggest problems with this male is now I have this issue where whenever I get a new male, I have to get females to go along with it. So, although I did get 2 females with him that actually tie into the project, they're not going to be ready when he is, and that's a problem for myself. I need more females to go to him to produce some amazing Arroyo combos. Fire works really well with Arroyo, but I want to spread out to something that hasn't been done yet. May find some super weird combo that no one would expect. So that's this guy. This pattern right here, that's just gorgeous. I'm going to put this little guy up. So Anthony is a great guy to work with. He's got pied stuff, he's got yellow belly complex stuff, high-end yellow belly complex stuff like Gravels and Highways coming out this season. He's got the Arroyo project. Not sure if I mentioned pieds, I'm pretty sure I did, but pieds, amazing pied combos. So just pretty much anything that any particular person could want, he has. So here is an Arroyo Lemon Blast female. This girl is absolutely phenomenal looking. This girl, I cannot wait to just put Lemon Blast into candy and Pinstripe into candy. And the idea of an Arroyo Lemon Blast candy, or possibly even a Rio Pinstripe candy. At that point, why not just a Super Pastel Rio candy? So anyways, the Rio is the super form of Arroyo, which is a very odd looking snake. It's almost Harlequin wide stripe looking, but it's much more serious, and it's a big color changing mutation. They almost have this maroon look from what I've seen in pictures, but they are just absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to see what a Rio pinstripe will look like. That has yet to be done. There's really not much done with the project at all. There's barely anything even worked into Arroyo, so now is the good time to get into it. And if you're looking to get into it, I highly suggest going to Anthony Neves at 360 Morphs on Facebook. He only has a few left. I believe he's got a couple males, which is good. He has 0 females left from the project. I picked up the last 2, I believe, and within the time that we started talking, a week before he shipped, within the time that we started talking and the time they shipped, he ended up selling out of the rest of his females. There's a couple on hold, but they're on hold for a good friend of his, and I think that those will not be coming back up for sale. So if you want to get a male, though, I highly suggest going to him. The males that he has are phenomenal. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but one or two of them are definitely much more impressive than any of the Arroyo Project animals that I got, at least from a genetic standpoint. So you should definitely go check him out. But anyways, this girl is just gorgeous. I cannot wait to see this girl as big as my Harlequin Lemon Blast. If she gets that big, she probably won't. At least at 1,500 grams, that'll be nice to see her. I've noticed that the Arroyo isn't as much of a pattern reduction gene as it just kind of messes with the pattern. So you can see up there how just crazy busy that is. I mean, that looks almost leopard. And then you go down here and it's like, how is this even the same snake? Whereas in Harlequin, this pattern would be the entire body. With certain lines anyways. My female Harlequin Lemon Blast is actually a wide stripe line. So there are multiple different lines. Some do more with fading, some do a ton of pattern reduction, and some create the wide stripe, which is what my Harlequin Lemon Blast is, now that I talked to the breeder that produced her. This female is the last one I'm going to show, and this is my absolute favorite one that I've gotten so far. This girl is pretty much in a tie with my Bumblebee Candy for my second favorite, behind my Harlequin Lemon Blast. This is a Arroyo Pinstripe Fire, and you can just see how gorgeous this combo is. I mean, honestly, in this combo, you don't even need Arroyo, but it just takes it that extra step and takes out even more pattern, blushes it out even more. You can see just how crazy light that dorsal stripe gets. It's a beautiful gradient, and I love how fires lighten with age, because this is going to be an absolutely beautiful female. Whenever she's at about 1,500 grams, she will be absolutely beautiful. This girl moves a lot. She moves a lot in her bin. During the night, during the day, she doesn't move much. But she's just a very active little girl. I've fed her twice since I've gotten her in the past week to week and a half. She's an extremely good eater. So this girl shouldn't be too long. I'm going to feed her twice a week until she hits 500 grams, and then once a week. That's typically what I do with females. And that twice a week just gets them up to that size fast. And then after that, the once a week keeps them from going off fast. Using that method, I've never had a female start fasting. They've always made it up to size using that method, so that's what I'll continue to do. And she's bobbing up and down like crazy. I don't know what she's doing. But she has a beautiful head. There she is. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous snake. She's very alert, which I like with ball pythons. I don't like them to just sit there. Which I have only one or two that will just sit there. Most of them are nice and very responsive like this, very active. So you can see just this beautiful pattern. I really like pinstripe stuff, so she fits well in with what I like. So that's the end of the collection. Thank you guys for watching. There's my bearded dragon still sitting on his rock waiting for his stuff to be clean. But thank you guys for watching the two videos, or just this one, whichever you chose. If you didn't see part one has all of my main animals in it, the ones that aren't being quarantined, including Harlequin Lemon Blast, Pastel Genetic Stripe, Massive Normal, a Pastel Banana, Bumblebee Candy, and 2 or 3 more that I'm forgetting. But anyways, go check that video out, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you.